Hi everyone, today I wanted to show you guys how I make my graphics for like my Instagram and my YouTube channel. I see a lot of people making their graphics using their iPads. I unfortunately do not have an iPad, so I had to think of ways to make my own graphics without using an iPad. I do have a Chrome Pixel book, but I know that I can also do this on my phone and like a tablet of any kind, anything that you can draw on the screen. It doesn't have to be an iPad, but if you have an iPad, you can use that as well. And lastly, let me just apologize for the audio that's going to be coming from this video. I am not in my usual setup, which is why you're not really seeing like a sit down video from me this week. So let's begin. The first thing I did, and I encourage you to do this, is to look around either on Instagram or Pinterest and look for color schemes that you would like and that really suit your style. I went through Pinterest trying to see what I liked and what I didn't like, and I came to the conclusion that I really like the botanical kind of farmhousey. I lost the clip of this, but then once I figured out what kind of style I like, I went to Google and I just searched farmhouse color palette, and that'll bring up, and you'll see later, but color swatches that you can kind of keep to make everything cohesive, and that way you can keep the same colors throughout your branding, I guess you can say. Ignore this website right now. I will talk about it in just a second. I just wanted to show you what program I use. It's called Autodesk Sketchbook. It's what popped up when I originally searched an Adobe program that I had used before, but unfortunately that Adobe program was not available to me, and this was. So I made do with what I had. And here you're seeing what I previously worked on, and it's just what I guess my face, and I really wanted to put my logo on there, but I didn't use a palette before, and so that's why I strongly suggest you look for a color palette online, so that everything looks like it all flows together and it is all cohesive. And so now I'm just going over what I already did in a different layer. If you guys have never used drawing programs, just know that it's really important to work with layers. That way it's easier to erase and add things. And as you can see, my first layer, I faded it so I can focus more on what I'm drawing on this layer. And yeah, I made the lines thicker because I didn't like the way it looked so thin. So as you can see, I don't really know what I'm doing. This was the first time I had opened up this program. I had never used this program before, so it was all a learning experience for me. And now you're gonna see the palette that I will reference throughout this video. A lot of programs have a color picking tool, and so I just color picked the colors that I wanted from that palette, and like I said, it just makes everything look a lot nicer and it all flows together. If you guys follow any teacher accounts, then you know what I'm trying to do. It's do this offset colored filled in letter thing. I tried really hard, and I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, so now that I finished my icon, I want to work on my YouTube banner thing, and so I just went to Google and searched YouTube banner template, and you want to look for one that looks like this, and that's because YouTube requires a certain type of size, and they use a certain portion of the picture as your banner for your channel. Okay, so I'm back at this program, and I want to make sure that my page is, I think it was 2560 by 1440, because that's the size of the picture that YouTube needs. And to avoid any copyright photo thing, I decided I wanted to draw my own background for my banner. So as you saw, I took a wood picture that I got off of Google, and I'm just like following the lines and trying to make it look as like much wood like as I possibly can. Again, I have never really used this program before. I just played with the brushes and like tried to find some that would fit my needs. And yeah, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. I showed my husband this like video of me drawing this wood, and he said that at first it didn't look like wood, and then all of a sudden it turned into wood for him. So and also, so I'm adding shadows right now, which is kind of hard to tell, but that's really important whenever you're drawing anything, is to make sure you're adding shadows to make it look more real, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so now that we have our icon and we have our background, we are going over to Google Slides, and we are changing the page size to pixels, and it is 2560, not 2565, I messed up, by 1440. And then we are changing the background to the wood texture that I created, and whatever background you want to make. And then I'm grabbing that picture we got from Google earlier, that is our template, and I'm going to create a box over the smallest part, because that's going to be the minimum amount of what is seen. This is what is seen on a mobile device, and I'm going to make it transparent filled, and the line, I'm going to make it thicker so I can see where my borders are, and then I'm bringing in my logo, and yeah, that's basically it. You're just playing around with what you want on your banner. I just had it say like, my name is D, and then below it is in the classroom. And then another thing you could also add is like, when you upload videos, that's something I've seen people do, I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just playing around with all the fonts. If you want to know where I got these fonts, whenever you see that button that says more fonts, you just click on there, and then you can scroll through like hundreds of fonts that are free to use, and they're all on Google Slides. And then again, this is me attempting to do that off like filled thing. Whenever you do clip art, you can't like only fill one letter at a time, so you have to do a text box for the letters that you want to be filled, because I want them all different colors. And so honestly, I'm just trying to do my best to like match up the size to the clip art text that I added. And then we are going to go, like you saw earlier, to this color picker website that I found online. I uploaded my color palette that I've been using throughout this entire process, and then all you have to do is click on the picture, or like hover over the color that you want it to select, and it's gonna select it. And then you'll see it'll give you like a code that you can just copy and paste into your color wheel on Google Slides, and then that way, again, it's all cohesive, and then you know exactly like what color you want without having to like mess with all those sliders and things. And then the very last thing I did for this text is make sure that the black outline is on top of the colors. That way, like, you see the outlines and then the colors behind it. Once you have everything the way you like it, you can go to File and save current slide as a either JPEG, or I forgot what the other option was, but you can save them both as pictures, and you can stop here or you can continue like I did. Again, I have my template here, so I know exactly where I can and cannot like draw on, and I again draw another box around that, and make sure you remove the box before you save any of these images. And all I wanted to do was add these, I think they're called laurel leaves, just throughout the image, just so it looks more complete and it has less of the like just blank space, I guess. Once I was done with the basic shape of the leaf, I just went in with a darker green and just added more details to them. And that's basically it. That's how I made my channel banners and my Instagram and YouTube icons. I know this was a little hard to follow, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below or DM me on my Instagram. That's Miss D in the Classroom. I still don't know how to end these videos, so bye.